whenever people think of Mauritius, they want to go there. You know, it's one of those places that people want to go there even for without any desire to do business.
It's more of a honeymoon destination for.
Yeah, that's also I think slightly misleading because Mauritian economy was entirely sugar based, so it's one of those colonial places that grew sugar at one point in time. So the Mauritius grew sugar successfully for about 150 years, and for large part of its history, it's been a monocrop economy. Almost everything dependent on sugar. What you know of Mauritius as a tourist destination is recent. Mauritius developed its tourist industry in the sort of early 80s. So, and for that reason, Mauritius was not really known to India and to many other places in the world. Except V.S. Naipaul made a very nasty, like he usually does for most places, a very nasty comment on Mauritius, calling it the crowded barracoon, which had put up the government there. He said that Mauritius would fail as a country because it was a small country. It didn't have anything that Naipaul thought could make it a successful nation. But it's come a long way. So from sugar, the government was able to successfully diversify into tourism. Although many places in the world have beautiful beaches, most of the tropical countries have good, very beautiful scenic landscape. But Mauritius was able to do a good job, partly because of the French influence in Mauritius. So when it became, after independence, when it became relatively safe, so it was able to develop a few hotels and so on. And until recently, about 80% of the tourists came from Europe. So it was a Europe-centric destination. Also partly because Mauritius sold almost all its sugar to the European Union under the sugar protocol, and sugar was sold at a significantly higher price than the world markets. At one point in time, Mauritius was selling its sugar at 3 times the world market price. So it received windfall gains from its export of sugar to the European Union, and it invested those gains into developing its tourism sector. And then when the multi-fiber agreement was being dismantled, and a lot of garments manufacturing industry was uprooted in other parts of the world. Mauritius had a no quota, no duty arrangement with the European Union under its Lomé Convention. So it was able to attract a lot of investors from Hong Kong to come and set up manufacturing base in Mauritius, and then manufacturing became a huge industry, garments manufacturing. In fact, Mauritius had the second largest knitwear manufacturer in the world. At one point in time, one single factory employed over 50,000 people. Again, wages increased, and now it's manufacturing is almost over. That leaves Mauritius with with tourism and some sugar exports. But it's unlike many of the countries in Africa. It's a democratic country with multi-party system. Majority of the population is of Indian origin, so politics is very vibrant and fortunately or unfortunately, because Indians are in majority there, unlike in Trinidad and Tobago where it's the 50-50, Mauritius still has so 78% of its people of Indian origin, or although there's a very different way of classifications of ethnicities in Mauritius, but largely Indian governments are elected and then they get voted out and new one comes. But overall, I think they've been able to do a reasonably good job. Now, what next? One of the things that Mauritius wants to do is to develop its